And what we're going to see now is whether or not the television ignites and whether or not it'll ignite the other things in the room.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, coach, we're going to get. There goes the coach.
It's going to get over to there's on the couch. Oh my God, look at all that smoke. Yeah. That is getting...
I want to mention also that always there is trade-offs, and we are always in the side of safety. So if there is an environmental and a safety issue, the proposal always put safety first. The regulation regulating construction products marketing in Europe is based, as usual, with other product regulations on CE marking. And the main goal is to really have a single market for construction products, but also to increase the competitiveness of the industry. The situation that we need to face is creating a single market on the basis of declaration of manufacturers and information coming from manufacturers and requirements developed in the context of the manufacturing process and the marketing of products that need to fit into the national regulatory needs of all the European member states, with the final goal to deliver products which are safe from the point of view of environment, from the point of view of really safety, fire safety, of course, as one of the key issues of the regulation.
Because today we are talking about fire safety of construction works and of construction products. Of course, fire safety in relation to the legislation, to the construction products regulation, it's a very important point. It's of course one of the basic requirements in the current CPR and in the future CPR as well. IOTA, of course, is dealing with the fire safety, I would say, every day. First of all, we are developing European assessment documents for safety products. I will show you. However, if we are deciding on assessment criteria for other innovative products, if the intended use is related to the fire safety, of course, such a criteria are used. And of course, our experts from technical assessment bodies are assessing products in the framework of normal ETA procedures. Fire safety is the horizontal issue. We also have a fire safety group, which is called Project Team 4 Fire, that should respond to the horizontal questions related to ETA and ETA's concerns. So we take care about fire safety as IOTA. We are issuing ETAs and developing EADs for products from product area 35 from the current CPR, which means for fire stopping, fire sealing, fire protective, fire retardant products, which is including joint seals, reactive coatings, intermittent products, fire retardants, and many others. And from this group 35, there are, if I'm not mistaken, something around 15 EADs available for issuing ETAs, and many ETAs issued already by the technical assessment bodies. But there is also a new field, product area 10, firefighting equipment, and then we have 3 EADs for sprinklers.
It's very important for all the people who can do something about fire safety to work on that issue. And last but not least, most of these fires are preventable. So that gives us a kind of duty for everyone who's working in the field of fire safety, if you are a firefighter, or if you are working in the industry, or if you are working on a government or in a research institute, to work together on fire safety.
I mean, we talk about 5,000 fire deaths every year, 50,000 injuries, burning injuries, which are quite heavy, of course, and that's something we need to remember every day. And will increase. What already was being said, we have a growing vulnerable and elderly population in Europe, so you might expect that these numbers go up. So fire safety becomes more and more important for this matter. There's big fires, you have a lot of pollution. All the wastewater, all the water which is being used by firefighters, thousands of gallons with all the potential harmful substances will go down the drain and go into the surface water. 25 to 30% of all fires are originating from electrical equipment, which is a lot. And if you look at for instance, the RAPEX website and the OECD website, you see a lot of these issues popping up. There's a site where you can record your electrical defects, and you see several thousands of these notifications in 2020, which means that a lot of these equipments do not follow compliance in Europe. Brominated flame retardants have a wide range of applications: building and construction, automotive, furnishing, and of course also electrical and electronic equipment. And brominated flame retardants are the targeted and the dominant flame retardant for that application, for reasons which have to do with their properties and the way they are built into the plastic. There are flame retardants which are reactive or polymeric, and they are in the casings or in the engineering resins of the electronic equipment. There are different uses, and they're very effective and used widely by supply chain of electronics. In Europe, we have the General Product Safety Directive or regulation, where we also have fire safety discussed, and it was once earlier on, it was part of the equation. Later on, it was removed from the new updated regulation. I don't know why. I mean, if you look at the general thought about increasing fire safety in the homes, it needs to include products which are in there, and at the moment it's not. When it comes all down to escape times, it's been mentioned before, 1970 it was about 17 minutes, in 2020 it's less than 3 minutes, and it will go down, most probably, if we go down the same path. And ignition in materials can be avoided when using flame retardants, especially in electronic equipment. They're very effective, do their job, and save lives, literally.
Are we aware of the fact that there's other flame retardants which are not halogen based, so I suppose phosphorus and inorganics? I think we can safely say that we do know that they do exist. It depends on the application. Sandra, you can say a little bit more about this.
Of course, there are a lot more flame retardants out there. Non-halogen, halogens, inorganic based, but it depends on the application. And we know that for electronics, the bromine based flame retardants are the most effective and also most widely used by the chain, that they determine what they want to use. We don't make the decision. Our chain, our customers make the decision what's the best flame retardant for the application. And there are hundreds of flame retardants, no question. Touch upon the fact that flame retardants are often in the discussion because they're chemicals and they might be toxic and bad for the environment, but we have a chemicals legislation in place in Europe, REACH, and they determine if something is bad or not. And they are being phased out. There are chemicals being phased out every day, and the chemicals which are deemed safe are registered and can be used safely in the applications. That's something which regulators, I hope, in Europe, but maybe even worldwide, because REACH is copied and pasted in other regions in the world, that they realize that. We don't have that regulation in place for nothing. It's there. We do a lot of work as industry. Registrants have to comply and have to submit a lot of information to ECHA to, in the end, make sure that it's safe for that intended use, in this case an electrical equipment or a mattress, and that needs to be remembered.